Well, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy dawning of a brand new week. I am excited. I thank God for waking me up this morning and starting me on my way. Woo wee. Hey y'all, I had a wonderful week and I truly did. One of the things that I want to share with you before I get this video started is I'm going to show you a clip of a video where I found these two chairs off of a dump pile, you all. So let me go ahead before I dive into today's video and let me show you that real quick, okay? All right. Hey, you all. I am at my favorite dumping place. Actually, it's a dumping place where people are not supposed to be dumping stuff, and it's illegal, but people do it anyway. It hasn't been so bad lately because they had to put a sign up saying, a warning sign said, do not dump. It's illegal to dump here. But I just came by and there were actually two chairs sitting by the dumping bin. Sitting by the donation bin anyway. So I said, let me check out those chairs. Hey, it's raining, y'all. Let me put my hoodie on my head. So I said, let me check those chairs out and see what they look like and see if it could possibly be a DIY project. It has been raining, so they had gotten wet. So let me show you the chairs. First of all, here is the sign that says, video monitor illegal to leave items outside of the bin, dumping forbidden by law. If items does not fit inside the bin, please do not leave them. No furniture, no trash, bags clean. So anyway, that is one of the reasons why I don't feel bad about getting the stuff, because they're not supposed to be leaving it anyway. So let me show you what someone so these are two chairs that someone had dumped. They're pretty cute. They're very, very sturdy. They did get wet, so I'm gonna have to sit them so they can dry out. The seat cushion on this one needs to be cleaned up pretty good. They need to be repainted. Now the seat cushion on this one back here is in pretty good shape. So really it's just gonna be a matter of getting them cleaned up and dried out so they don't mildew. And then I have to see what I can do with them. Those of you that are new to my channel, I actually have a couple more pieces of furniture at my house that I got from the same dump pile that I brought home and refurbished and did little DIY work on it. Particularly for you that are new to my channel, I have a cabinet in my breakfast room that I use as my coffee station. I got that, and then I have a computer desk in my office that I picked up off of this same pile. I'm sure I have a few more things, and if I can gather up and take a picture of the things that I had that I brought home and did little DIY projects on them, I will put the pictures up so you can see them. But I'm excited. The biggest thing is to see if I can get those chairs dried out to the point to where they're salvageable after they dry out, because the chairs, like I said, the chairs that I just got are in really good shape. I'm excited about it. I haven't done a DIY project in a long time, and we're gonna see what I can do with those two chairs. I think that is going to be a nice DIY project to get those chairs brought back to life. I'm looking forward to it. As I said, it will probably take about, I'm going to give it a couple of weeks to sit in my garage. I want to make sure that they are dried out. I want to air them out. I'm going to spray some Lysol on them. I'm going to get them refreshed and disinfected before I start working on them. But hey, I want you all to look forward to me doing a little DIY project with those chairs, and I'm going to bring y'all along on the journey whenever I get ready to get started on them. Anyway, you all, let me tell you about my weekend, okay? Oh, how you said okay? My darling Sage came back home on Saturday, and boy, you all, I was so excited. And guess what, you all? She absolutely loved her bedroom. She loved all of the changes. She loved everything that Grandma gutted out of there because she is looking forward to a brand new start. She know her grandmother knows her. So whatever Grandma got rid of, honey, my granddaughter was so ready. She was so pleased because she knows that when we get ready to start replenishing it, it's going to be better than it was before. Hey, Grandmama know my grandbaby, and I know what she likes too. Anyway, okay, so that was part of my weekend with Sage coming back. Her mom came into town she flew in with her, and so that meant that I got an opportunity to, I have an opportunity to visit with my daughter for a few days before she leaves to go back home. So on Sunday, you all, I usually when my daughter comes into town, because she's not here all the time, I try to get all of my kids and their families together, and maybe for like a Sunday dinner or something. The video that I had a few videos back where I cooked that Sunday dinner, that was when she was in town, and my son and my grandson came by. Well, this time they all showed up. And I'm going to show you a picture in just a second of all of us here at my house. And I did not do a step-by-step instructions on making my dinner. I just didn't have time today, but I'm going to show you. I found a recipe for red beans and rice, you all. So I made my own homemade red beans. And dry. They were dry beans too, not that canned stuff. And so I'll show you just a little portion of that with my red beans cooking on the stove. Very good time. We came together, and Lord, my kids are so silly. We laughed and we laughed and we cut up and we had a good time. It's so nice when I have all three of my children together and their children and their wives, and we just laughing and having a good time and eating good food. That is the best feeling that any grandma can experience. And Lord have mercy, we had a good time. So needless to say, and now here's the thing, that when I have gatherings that involve food here at my house, sometimes I may do paper plates and, plastic knives and spoons and all that stuff. But a lot of times, because I'm like this, if I have my tablescape set up with plates and bowls and all that stuff on them, that means that, look, that's what we're going to eat off of. So generally what I do is I have a long table here in my breakfast room, and then I have another long table that can sit about 6 in my formal dining room. So my breakfast room sits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12 people. And I generally just tell people, hey, I do nothing formal. Wherever you want to sit, if you want to sit in the formal dining room, if you want to sit in the breakfast room, the plates are already there. Grab a plate, because I set up here on this island. It's where I sell all of my food, and just let people just casually come, get their food, and go back wherever they want to sit, and we just have a good time. The only thing that I got that was plastic were the cups, but we had real plates and real bowls. So here's what I cooked on yesterday, and it makes it sound a little odd, but I just had this. I did the red beans and rice, homemade red beans and rice with andouille, or angiola, however you say it, sausage in that. And then I had the shrimp and chicken Alfredo with the penne pasta noodles. I made green beans. I did fresh carrots with onions, and actually I did the fresh carrots with onions and bell pepper. And I did the green beans with onions. I made cornbread, And we had, of course, iced tea. And for the kids, I did some an orange drink. But that was our meal for yesterday. What I'm going to do today is go ahead and kind of get some things refreshed. Oh, here's another thing I want to tell you all. I cannot be satisfied after a big dinner like that. I have to clean my kitchen up right away. I will stand for hours washing out pots, loading up my dishwasher. And you also, well, Miss Brenda, if you would use paper plates or, aluminum pans, you won't have to, no, I don't do no aluminum pans. I use my real pot. I'm not going to go out there and buy pots and pans and all that stuff from these thrift stores and then never use them and just use paper and aluminum pans and all that stuff. I use my stuff. And that's why I love dishes, because I like using my real dishes. Yes, it's work when you're all done, but that's fine because I don't mind, So I load up my dishwasher with all of my plates and all glasses and this and that. I wash up my pots, in the sink. And I was not satisfied last night until I got all of that done. So by the time, my kids, they were outside on my back porch laughing and carrying on and having a good time. And I was on the inside cleaning up my kitchen. Here's the thing. My daughter and my daughter-in-laws, they know me. So a lot of times they just leave me alone because I am real picky about where things go. I like my silverware put up a certain way. I like my glasses put up a certain way. So sometimes they just say, my daughter would say, leave her alone, y'all, because trust me, you are not going to satisfy her with the way you put stuff up. And she is so right. So really all I have left over for today, I'm going to unload my dishwasher. I need to pare down my seasonings on my seasoning rack. I need to pare down my seasonings in my food pantry, because I realized when I was cooking on Sunday that I had stuff that was expired like a long time ago. So I'm gonna look at those seasonings and see what I can just go ahead and kind of toss out and just buy some fresh stuff. What did I say? I said unload my dishwasher, do the seasoning. What else do I have? I've already showed you the DIY kind of thing that I'll be doing. I'm going to go ahead and redress my breakfast room table, because that's where most of everybody sat, was at my breakfast room table. Okay, so let me get started. I'm going to go ahead first and unload the dishwasher. And then once I do that, then I'm going to start working on this food pantry and getting those seasonings kind of pared down. got finished with the kitchen part, putting the table back together and all that stuff, I'm going to start looking at these spices and seeing what needs to go ahead and be tossed out. Probably need to grab, I don't think I need a big trash bag, but I think I'm going to get a grocery bag. I was reading, I did some research on spices and to see what is considered to be outdated and no longer recommended for use. And what I was reading is that with spices, what happens over a period of time, like you could actually hold on to spices for years, but unfortunately, some spices like basil and thyme and the dry stuff in the bottles, they start to lose its flavor after a while. And it was also saying that if you have something that begins to be, although it's outdated, but if it starts to be discolored and starts to get real light, that means that it's probably almost no good. And I know this is a bottle of Lowry seasoning salt that I've never used, but it is almost white. And we know that Lowry seasoning salt is a red. And the date on this is, let me see if I can find it. Sometimes they're hard to find. So anyway, February the 11th, 2023. Anything that's, I would probably say 2 years old or less, I'm going to keep. If it's more than 2 years old, I'm tossing it out. And it said salt. Any type of salt has no expiration date. It is indefinite. You can use salt indefinite. As a matter of fact, I have some sea salt that I know I've had for the last probably about 6 years or more. But hey, it still has not lost its savor. It's still nice and fresh and salty. But anyway, I'm going to start doing that and just seeing what needs to be thrown out. Now this stuff right here is not that old, so I'm not going to touch any of this. All of this is relatively new. I'm just really looking more at the small bottles than anything. And so if you see me put it back on the shelf, you pretty much know that it's within the time frame. I think what I'm going to do, because these racks need to be cleaned off very good, so I think what I'm going to do is per rack, I'm going to pull everything out and just wipe it down while I'm at it. Some new seasonings that I purchased when I made my red beans. So I just literally purchased these this weekend. these spices have dates on like 2029, 2028, so a lot of them have a long way to go. And I've had them for a while. This is my throwaway bag. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, and most of everything that's up here is from like 2023 forward. I didn't have as much outdated stuff as I thought I did, but this gave me the opportunity to go ahead and get things sorted out, get the bottles wiped down, and get the racks cleaned off. And I feel good. I always feel good when I get stuff done, y'all. I got this rack from, I believe it was Wayfair. And this thing is so sturdy. It's been hanging on this door now for a few years. And it's got the hooks that hang over the door. And it is very, very sturdy. That pretty much wraps up my Monday. Get it back in order after a fun weekend with my kiddos. Oh, and I also wanted to mention too that my family, my extended family, that when we recently had the family reunion, we're called, one side of our family on my father's side, on my grandfather's side, is the Mosleys, and then on my grandmother's side, they're the Everetts. So we have, whenever we do the family reunion or anything to do with our extended family, is always called the Mosley Everett family, which encompasses both my grandfather and my grandmother. We established a group called the Mosley Everett Family Group. We have a page on Facebook. We also have another forum that we utilize for our whole entire family. And this past weekend, Sunday, we kicked off our monthly, because after the family reunion, we established that we don't want to lose contact, we don't want to lose a camaraderie, and we don't want to lose just a bond with each other, because sometimes when we go to the family reunions, we don't really bond with each other until it's time for the next one. So one of my cousins came up with the idea that we do a monthly Zoom call and just have fun time, prayer time, and just fellowship with one another. Well, we kicked off the first one yesterday. We had about 20 25, almost 30 people on the call. We played games, we prayed, we gave testimonies, we had prayer requests, and we had prayer, powerful prayer. And I tell you one thing, we just had fun. It really was fun. So, and I love that because it gives us the opportunity to stay in contact and to stay in fellowship with one another as family. Because I tell you, in times like these, you know, if y'all got cousins, uncle them, aunts thems, mother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, grandmamas, and stay in contact. Stay in contact. And if you have a situation where your family has a forum, a group that you all have out there that's access to any family member, make sure that you're a part of it. Stay in touch, stay in contact, and stay in fellowship. Okay, you all, with that is it. I finished cleaning up my kitchen. I did my table. I did the spice rack. I showed you the DIY project that I'm going to be working on. And let me see, did I miss anything? I don't think I missed anything. I think I got it all. So if you enjoyed watching me on this Monday, give me a thumbs up. Leave your comment for me in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And on top of that, go ahead and hit that bell so every time I post a video, you will be notified. All right, you all, God bless you. May the peace of God smile upon you. And I will be back with you on tomorrow with nuggets from Minister Brenda, straight from God. Look for those nuggets on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, okay? God bless you. See y'all on tomorrow. Bye-bye.